Okay, so I want to talk now about the protocol, the so-called Proctor U, or the new name for it is Measure Learning with a Z in measure. A lot of people are still using the word Proctor U, so I'll use that also. You need to go to measurelearning.com and you need to register the computer or computers that you're using for taking the exams for this course. Okay. Um, so try and register this today with that computer. You could only use Firefox or Google Chrome. We're on page 24 of the syllabus now. No smartphones or tablets can be used. You need to create this account. Instructions I already showed you on how to do to register for here is found in the syllabus and other documents folder of Blackboard. Do this today. You're going to have to download and install the so-called Proctor U extension to your browser. Browser can only be Firefox or Google Chrome, and you're going to need to do this with each one of the computers. So if you have, I don't know, if you get a new computer, you end up using your parents' computer, not your computer, you have to make sure that it's installed on those computers also. Okay. So Proctor U is this 24-hour 7-day proctoring service. The day and time that you choose to take the exam, this is what you have to do. You need to take care of your bathroom issues before you take the exam, because you're not going to be able to get up from the exam. Be in an area that is less distracted. It's up to you where to take that. If you want to take it to school, you could go to the library to take that. They have webcams and working microphones. So you go to the library. You do have to set an appointment, and you do have to go on a day that the library is open, but you have to set an appointment. You could do it on campus at the library if you want to do that. You need to make sure you're in a well-lit area so that we could see your face. Clear your walls and desk of any notes or diagrams, etc. No other digital devices, no smartphones or tablets need to be near you. You can't be wearing a smart watch. We're now going into these new eras where people are wearing smart watches. You can't be doing that either. Dress appropriately. I know this sounds crazy, but you're at your home. I've had a situation where a male student, was not wearing a shirt. I don't know if he was not wearing everything else. Or I even had a student, believe it or not, this is just crazy, where a student was wearing a negligee and sitting on her bed doing this. I mean, whoa, where's this going? So whatever clothes you would wear on campus, please wear those clothes, because it's not me just watching it. It's Proctor U that's watching it. And if I have to bring this up higher for any other reason, I have to bring it up to show the chairperson, the dean. It's not going to look so good if you're not wearing a shirt or you're wearing a negligee. So just be very mindful. Wear whatever clothes you would normally wear on campus. Okay. The webcam has to be positioned on the top of your screen. And make sure you have your photo ID before you take this, and make sure it's not expired. There is one test that you're allowed to use a blank sheet. I will tell you which one that is as we get closer. And perhaps there's a calculator that you could use, but I will let you know beforehand. If you're allowed to use them, this is where you would have to show it in front of your webcam. I'll show that it's blank, that there's nothing else on there. Okay. Then you open the exam, and it's found in the assessments folder that I showed you, a Blackboard, and begin the exam. Okay. Measure Learning will then give you instructions. It'll tell you to face the screen, to take a photo of your face. Make sure your face stays in that position. Don't then bend your laptop so that I can only see your forehead. It will get docked that that I can't see your eyes. You could be looking someplace else. So make sure that your face is shown, is okayed by the Proctor U, that's where it should be positioned. Display your photo ID. When it prompts you to do that, you're going to have to pan your webcam 360 degrees, so there's nothing on your walls. You're off to also show both sides of your keyboard, on either side of your keyboard. Make sure that there's no notes there, no diagrams, whatnot. Then you reposition your webcam back to your top of your screen, and it's facing you. All of that should take about 20 seconds to do. Okay. Then you begin your exam. Okay. Once the exam begins, the clock will start. And there's no pausing. Keep your eyes at the screen at all times. You will not be able to visit other websites. I will be alerted. Just be careful of that. Do not get up from your seat. That's why I said make sure you take care of all your bathroom issues before you sit down. Do not answer a phone call. Make sure your phone is off and away from your area. Don't have it in your pocket that you're tempted to hear a buzzing, feel a buzzing, and then you want to see who that is. And then you're going to submit your exam when you complete it. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. Okay, integrity issues. All my exams, lecture quizzes, the quest and bonus quiz, no reviewing of your exam or quiz can happen once it's submitted. I know a lot of students want to see what they got right and wrong. You're not going to be able to do this, unfortunately. Okay, I use these same exams and quizzes for other courses, and I can't have it where people are going to be taking pictures, and now they got a whole brigade of pictures of the exam questions, and then it can be passed to other people. So I need to make sure that happens. That does not happen. So this is what I will do, and it's explained in on page 24, the special note on reviewing quizzes and exams. If you email me and you want to see what you got right and wrong, we can set a Zoom session together, you and I will show you what you got right and wrong on that exam. You cannot take any notes from it. You can only see what you got right and wrong. You can't do any kind of reproducing of it, no pictures, no print screening, nothing like that. If there is anything that goes on during there and I get suspicious, it will count as a 0 and I'll bring it up to a higher authorities. So you can see what you got right and wrong, but we have to have a special Zoom session. The only vendetta about this or disadvantage is that the way Blackboard sets it up is that you and I can only see what you marked as the correct answer, and you can see what the correct answer is. I can't see what all the other choices are. So if you put down B superior and the correct, and that was wrong, so you get to see that, and then you see what the answer is, and it says all the above. I don't know what all the other choices are because we're not going to be able to see that. It's not all questions like that, but I'm just giving you a heads up. Okay. The other option I could do if you don't want to do a Zoom session, we'll find a Zoom conducive time for both of us to do that. The other thing we can do is that I can look at your exam and then I could send you an email of the highlights of what I think that you need to spend more time in study. So either or we could do that, but that's all explained on page 24 of the syllabus. Okay. There is a long list of do's and don'ts. I'm not going to bore you by going over that. If you look on page 24 and 25, you will see the long list of do's and don'ts. Make sure you read them now. Make sure you read them before each one of the exams because I'll be looking for those if they're not going to be followed. If you don't follow those, a 0 will count on that exam, and again, we'll bring it up to a higher authority. Okay? All right, the practice online quiz. Okay, so we're on the top of page 26. It's not graded. Points will not affect your grade. It's not going to help or hinder it. It's just 12 questions pertaining to basic A&P material that you probably already learned in just being out there in the real world. It's not anything that's going to be earth-shattering in knowledge. It's just giving you an idea of how should you go through some of my online exams. So try and do this on day 1 or day 2 of the semester so you know how to navigate one of my exams. You take this as many times as you want throughout the semester. And you're allowed for this one, you're allowed to see what your answers are for this quiz only. Again, you're not going to be able to see what you got right and wrong for exams or quizzes other than this one, okay? General information about exams, questions could be multiple choice, true and false, matching, fill in the blank, short answer, labeling, or any combination of that. It's mostly going to be multiple choice and fill in the blank and a couple of short answers. The final lecture exam is going to be all 80 multiple choice questions, just giving you a heads up, okay? Yes, spelling counts. It has to count if you're going into the medical realm. One letter difference could make a big difference. E-fair versus A-fair. I know you're not familiar with those words yet. You will by the end of this course. But one letter difference. They're complete opposites. We have seen through the pandemic by just hearing the people say, Are you asymptomatic or are you symptomatic? A one-letter difference is making a big difference throughout the whole thing. Even when we're dealing with medications, which we're not going to deal with here, but if you're going into a field where you're going to be taking pharmacology, Aricept and Oricept, you got to make sure. What did the doctor say? It makes a big difference. Aricept with the A, well, that's the medication for Alzheimer's disease. Oricept with the O, well, that changes the pH in a person's blood. You need to make sure which one you're going to be giving when the doctor calls up on the phone and you write it down and then you give the medication. You need to make sure spelling's correct. Even a decimal point in the wrong place is going to kill a diabetic. Um, so that's what that is. There's going to be times where you're going to be drawing things, just make sure things are legible. And the last thing I just want to mention too about abbreviations. You may use abbreviations. You'll learn about these proper abbreviations as we go through uh, the course, but make sure it's a proper one. I've seen students putting down oxygen and they just put down oxy because they don't want to spell the whole thing out. I understand it. I get it. But oxy is not the proper abbreviation for oxygen. Oxy is also abbreviation for a hormone that you'll learn in A&P too. So you can't. The abbreviation for oxygen is O2. If you want to use O2, that's fine. But you got to use proper abbreviations. Otherwise, I will deduct points. Usually for spelling, if you spell something wrong, you will lose half the point. So if it's 2 points, you get only 1 point for it. If it's a totally different word like asymptomatic and symptomatic, it's totally wrong, right? It's a different word then. So these are the allowed times that you can do them. They're pretty straightforward syllabus. There's no really time limit. You have 10 questions. Lecture exams 1 through 3. It's anywhere from 75 to 80 questions. You're gonna have 75 minutes to do that. The final exam is departmental. It's everything from day 1. You'll have 80 questions, 75 minutes to do that. The practical exams, you have 50 questions there for each one of those, and you'll get 45 minutes to do that. The lecture quizzes, you'll have only 10 minutes to answer 10 questions. The quest that I mentioned, it's a hybrid between quiz and test. You'll have 50 questions, but like I said, they're very straightforward questions, easy, quick answering. You'll have 35 minutes to do that. The bonus quiz you could take up to 2 times, 55 minutes to do 60 questions. And then a departmental scientific method evaluation that happens just before Thanksgiving, the week before. You'll have 10 minutes to answer 8 questions. Okay. The contents of the exams, they're pretty straightforward. You will see them all over here. All right. So you don't need to email me and say, hey, what is practical exam number 1? I'm going to give you a heads up, excuse me, about what they're going to cover, but you'll understand what it's going to cover. It's everything from the last test onwards that you'll deal with. So they're pretty straightforward. So these are the 4 lecture exams and the 4 lab exams, and these are the 8 exams that you're going to need to have ProctorU for. Okay. If you don't attend an exam or quiz, or you just don't take it, remember, on any of these, there is no makeups. If you contact me as soon as possible, if you know you're going to miss something, I may make a rare occasion, but it's solely based on a case-by-case situation. I usually don't do that unless there's a really good reason. So just email me as soon as possible. That missed quiz or exam, again, will count it as a 0. That could be your dropped lecture quiz if it's the quiz, but no exam gets dropped. All missed quizzes after that first one will be counted as a 0 towards your grade.